Hey guys, this is Seth and Jeremy, the Hiking Campers. We're going to talk to you today about safety when you're out on the trail hiking. This recent trip that we took where we went to Georgia State Park, one of the guys that was on the trip with us was hiking behind me, and I had my GoPro on my hat, and I heard a stick sound behind me like a snap. Now when I turned around, he had already started falling, but I caught the majority of the fall. So had he been out on the trail by himself, the area that he fell into, it would have been difficult for him to get out of. So there's no telling how long he would have been there. Now we had some guys there with us that were able to get in there. Jeremy was one of them. We were able to get him out. He was okay. He had a few cuts, a few bumps, but he was all right. He was able to finish the hike. But we want to talk to you about safety today. Just some things that you might want to take with you, and good ideas for when you're hiking out on the trail.
But first, we're going to show you that clip, and here it is.
You all right? You okay?
All right, as you just saw in that video, he fell a pretty good distance. I mean, from the video, honestly, it doesn't look like it's a very far fall, but you'll see here in a second a picture. It gives you a better, understanding of how steep it was. Some of these places in the trail, it was such a steep, step that you could actually use your hands to almost climb. But when he fell, the only thing that kept him from going all the way down was a huge briar bush. And so we actually had to get under him and lift him out so that he could make it out. But look at this picture right here. It's going to show you how steep that trail is that we took.
Yep, and in the photo you'll see, I'll kind of try to mark it when we put it up here on the screen. It'll show the exact area where he fell from, and you can get an idea of how steep that section actually was when he fell. And here it is.
So, you see how dangerous it can be sometimes to go hiking. Just something you would think would be so simple could be dangerous. That's why you need to be careful. One thing we suggest is at least hike with a buddy, like him. Look how big he is. He could probably pull me out of anything. But anyway, I know some people like to go by themselves, but I mean, that's a good thing too. But I mean, I would suggest going with somebody. But whether or not you do go with someone, here's a few things that you should consider taking with you to stay safe.
All right, guys, the first item we're going to talk about is a backpack. And
Not this one.
this is the backpack that Jeremy bought and used, so I'll let him talk a little bit about it.
It's basically a backpack I got from Walmart. I believe it is the Ozark Trail. I mean, it's a nice backpack. It's got lots and lots of pockets. But of course, the workmanship, threads, stuff they use, materials, kind of tearing up. I'll do a review on this later. But anyway, you want to have a good backpack so you can get all your stuff in there. That's the first main thing you want to have. Another thing you want to have is a good first aid kit. First aid kit. I mean, most first aid kits, Band-Aids, alcohol pads, cotton balls, gauze, stuff like that. And one thing to remember is when you use something out of it, put it back. That way you never run out.
First aid kit's always good to have. You never know when somebody's going to fall, scrape a knee, get cut on a briar bush. There's a number of things that could happen, so that's very important.
Speaking of falling, rope. Rope is a good thing to have, especially when you saw that guy fall. If it was just him and Seth hiking that day, Seth probably would not be able to pull him up by himself, so he would have needed rope or paracord. Paracord, it's a lot smaller rope. I mean, this paracord can hold up to 550 pounds, so
very lightweight.
I mean, it's going to be a little harder to grab on because it's smaller, but it's less compact than this. So, rope's a good thing to have. Something else I would suggest is a nice pair of gloves. These gloves are something I actually use at work. They're actually cut-resistant gloves. They have grippy on one side. They're not very, to keep you warm per se, but I mean, they're probably good if you're going to go hiking and you got to grab a lot of trees or grab the ground and climb up on rocks. It would be good to have a good pair of gloves so you don't get cut up.
You actually used those when you were getting him out after he fell, right?
Yes, I did wear these, and there's his blood right there. I haven't washed these yet. But yes, I use these gloves to help get him out, just so that when I grabbed his arm and I pulled him out, he wouldn't have slipped out and fallen back down into the briars. So
with all the briars around him, you want to make sure you didn't get poked or anything when you're trying to get him out too, because they were extremely sharp.
Yes. So gloves, something else to keep. Another thing to take hiking is a compass. I mean, most of the time, if you're hiking around and it's nice and sunny, you can look at the sun and figure out which way you need to go. But on a cloudy day, when you can't see the sun, compass. Now, if you want to save space in your bag and not carry one of these, you can carry one of these.
Yep, and you guys might have noticed this in some of the other videos. I usually have a watch on my wrist, and I love this watch. This is a Casio Tough Solar Pathfinder Edition. This thing has got a lot of features, but as we were just talking about, it has a compass built into it. And since it's solar powered, you don't have to worry about the battery possibly running out in a situation where you might get lost. So as long as you got sun, this baby's going to stay on, and you're going to be able to use the compass on it. And just take some space on your wrist. So that's a good option to look at too. Is solar powered watches that have compasses built into it.
Solar powered, just don't get lost in a cave. Another good thing to have is this waterproof box. This is waterproof. It's got a nice big clasp on this side. I did get this from Walmart. This is a outdoor product. It's got a little thing here you can hang on your bag. I actually just keep it in my bag, but it's good to keep a lot of stuff in that you want to keep, just in case you fall in a waterfall like Tripod did from the high-tech hikers. But anyway, we won't go there. But it's good to keep stuff in. I'll show you a few things because it's more stuff you should have in a emergency type situation. One thing is, what is that? Wow. Well, one thing is it's a whistle. It has another compass on there too. Some have compasses, some don't. It also has waterproof matches in there. In case you do get lost overnight and you need to start a fire, you got matches in here. It also has a mirror. If you way out in the wilderness and they're trying to find you in a helicopter, you shine the mirror with the sun and you try to shine it to them, they can find it. That's what this is for. So it's good to have that. It's got a string around your neck. I leave mine in my waterproof box.
It looks like that actually has a compass built onto it too, doesn't it?
It does. Yes. Another thing, this is a big version poncho. I mean, this is a bigger version. I got a smaller one in here. Takes up less space. Right here, emergency poncho. Just in case you get caught out in the rain, you don't want to get wet. Poncho. And of course, if you get lost, you don't want to get wet.
That's very important in the situation where if you're hiking and it's cold outside and it starts to rain, the last thing you want to happen is getting soaking wet when it's raining and it's cold. That's going to turn into a hypothermia situation, which is not good.
And speaking of fire, flint and steel. You want to try to find you some flint and steel, and teach yourself how to be able to start fires using flint and steel in case you run out of those waterproof matches. That's always good to have. Another thing I like to keep is pocket knives. Pocket knives really come in handy if you need to chop up wood, cut anything, cut your paracord to help you do different things. Pocket knives come in handy. I usually keep a couple. This one of those that folds out into a little pair of pliers and it's got knives on it. This has knives on it. It's really good to have. Another thing, when he's talking about the cold, the emergency blankets, you can get these practically anywhere. It reflects almost 100% of your body heat. I mean, look how thin that is. It'll fit in any emergency pack. And we're like, how are you going to keep warm with a thin piece of foil? That's what it looks like, foil on your body. But they reflect almost 100% of your body heat back to you. So that's the point of having this. And of course, they're big enough just to fit you. So don't try to stick your backpack in these too. You don't need to keep your backpack warm, just yourself. Emergency blanket. Another thing good to have is this. Y'all know what that is? This is a saw. It's a little tiny foldable saw. If you're trying to build a fire, you need to cut some wood smaller. It is a little saw. That is very handy to have. And of course, the way this saw is, it can cut through a lot of wood, but this is not one of those quick saws that you just gotta take your time with it, because if you go too fast, it'll get too hot and it'll actually break. But it's always good to have a little saw just in case you're trying to build a fire in an emergency situation and you need to make the wood smaller, because smaller wood's easier to catch than bigger wood. So a little saw is good to keep.
one thing you'll notice too while he's wrapping that back up is the majority of these things that we're talking about are lightweight. So, when you're going on a day hike, you might not want to get into a backpacking situation where, you're carrying 30, 40, 50 pounds on your back. So, these are all great options that are not going to take up a whole lot of space in your backpack. They're going to be very lightweight and easy to carry around throughout the day and won't bother you too much.
So, a couple other things I'd like to mention real quick is I usually keep, I don't have one right now, but I usually keep some emergency rations, or if you keep a couple of dehydrated fruit packs, you can always keep a emergency stove. This is the solid fuel cubes for the emergency stove, and also a lot of emergency stoves have places you can actually put fires, like little tiny twigs under it to heat up food and boil water. If you need to boil water, that's another thing. You need some emergency water. If you don't have one of those filters, I'll show you a picture of those as well. I recommend a filter. I only paid $20 for mine at Walmart. It'll filter out to like 100,000 gallons of water, and it's better than having to try to get water and boil it. But if you have no choice, this is the way you go.
I'll go ahead and mention one other thing. There is these very small tablets. They're called potable? Potable. I always try to say potable, but it's potable. But they're these tiny little tablets. They come in a small, it almost looks like a medicine bottle. They don't take up a lot of space. They don't weigh very much. So, if you're one of those people that's a little uneasy about a filter and you don't trust it, and you want to have something that, you're guaranteed is not going to have any bacteria or anything in it, you can bring along some of those tablets.
Or sometimes they come in little packs like this.
Yes, it might come in a little tiny pack like that. And now the downside to this is if you're in a situation where you're extremely thirsty, a lot of these do have a pretty decent amount of time that you have to wait before you can drink the water. I want to say on average it's usually around 30 to 45 minutes or so once you put it into the water, allowed it to mix up. And I'll also mention too, if you've never used these tablets, a lot of them will turn the water a different color. So if that does happen, don't get scared, don't think there's something wrong with it. That's just the normal process. It's safe to drink, but that's another option as well.
But that's why we recommend the filter.
Yeah.
Because the filter, you can actually take, like my filter came with a straw, which is down here somewhere. It fell. But anyway, it came with a straw. You can actually put the straw to the filter, put it right into a water source and drink from it. Put it into if you got I got collapsible cups I carry, you can scoop the water in there and drink it. Or if you carry collapsible bottles or regular bottles, you can put the drink or the water in there, screw the thing or the filter directly to the bottle, and suck it directly from there. Those filters, they filter out all the minerals and stuff. They also filter out all the bacteria that those little tablets take up for you, or when boiling water. I mean, the downside of boiling water is you got to drink hot water. So the filter is like the best route to go, the easiest route to go. But if you don't have it, there's your other options.
Two great brands to look at too. Jeremy uses a Sawyer, and I have a Survivor. They're both around the same price range. I will say his is actually much smaller and does weigh less. So in a situation where you're talking about, a day hike, for example, that's going to work out a lot better than the Survivor model. But both are excellent filters. They're going to last you for, many thousands of gallons of water. The only thing I will mention too is with the Sawyer, his has to be flushed once you've used it. Each time after you use it, it needs to be flushed out.
Yeah, mine came with a
syringe.
Mine came with a syringe that you basically, it tells you what to do. You just pump water back through it backwards to flush it out. So mine has to use the syringe it come with to flush it out. Yours, on the other hand,
mine doesn't have that. You don't have to do that. But what you do have to do is after a certain period of time, mine actually comes apart. The Survivor filter will come apart, and there are pieces on the inside of it that you can change out. So, once you get into the life cycle for the materials that are in there to filter everything out, you don't have to buy a new filter. You can go online, you can go on Sawyer's website, and you can buy the replacement parts that go on the inside to help filter everything out. I don't know if that was an option on yours as well. Was it? Did you take yours apart? Or?
No, mine you can't take apart.
Okay.
It has to be flushed out.
Right, so that's two things to consider. If you're wanting one, I would still say probably go with the Sawyer in, a day hike situation because you're not going to be using that very much. Cleansing it out or, flushing it out at the end of the day is really not that big of a deal. You want to try to, save as much space and, cut down on weight as you can during a day hike because, you're not out there to go on a multiple hour hike. You're just kind of out for a little bit of the day to enjoy yourself. You don't want to have to worry about stressing with a heavy backpack.
Yes. Now, one last thing I would like to suggest is I wouldn't necessarily recommend carrying this in state parks or where you got marked trails. You're not going to go off trail. But if you're going to go into these big national parks where you're going to go way out in the wilderness and you're not going to have really trails to go by, a flare kit. This is one of the biggest things. This one came with 2 flares. If you're actually lost at the point where people are looking for you, it's good to have these flares. That way, if the helicopter flies by, you can shoot this up in the sky and they can find you. I mean, you would think you're sitting on the ground, you can see through all these trees and there's helicopters. They're not going to be able to see you. From way up there, it's hard to see through trees. So that's why it's good to have flare kit.
Now, does your flare kit have a gun mechanism with it, or how does yours work?
This flare kit, everything is made into this flare right here. Obviously, I've not shot it yet, but I have read the instructions. It tells you exactly on the side. This is the flare and the gun itself built into this one tube.
Very
so
cool.
You don't have to carry around the gun or anything like that. It's all built into this. And mine came with a waterproof bag, so it keeps it dry. One last thing I would like to mention is a GPS device. If you're not, right now we actually don't have one.
No, we don't. We've been thinking about it.
We've been thinking about it. We haven't gotten one yet, but I would say eventually get one. You might want to price. I've already priced different ones. They can range anywhere from $200 to $600 or more. Some of them have a lot cooler features than others. Like I looked at some, and they've actually got the technology hooked to your cell phone, so that you can upload maps. You can use your phone through the GPS device to text people. Some of the GPS devices also have an SOS button, like in case you do need help, they will contact the GPS company who contacts local authorities. That does come with a monthly subscription. But that's something you should consider. I mean, if you're going to go way out hiking in the middle of the wilderness, most of the time if you're going to be on trails, you don't necessarily have to have a GPS device, especially one that's sophisticated. But something to consider, especially one that can connect to local authorities in case of emergency.
Yeah, that's a very cool feature indeed. We've actually got a few guys that we enjoy watching on YouTube as well. One of those guys has one that has that feature, and he really likes it. So that's something we were thinking about. Not necessarily for a day hike situation, but for our other backpacking videos, we might look into something like that.
Well, I think we covered about everything that we recommend you should at least take with you for safety purposes, including a buddy. So, hopefully this helps, and if you have any questions or you think we should have mentioned something that we didn't, please put it in the comments, and we will greatly appreciate it, and see you soon. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.